Guys, welcome to Dftg 1317. This is part 2 of creating your building sections. All right, so let's go ahead and start. First things first, there's two types of, this is what's known as an eave detail. Okay, there's two types of eave details. And what I want to do is, I want to clean this up first because we're going to have to potentially raise this roof. So first things first, let's go ahead and I want to move these guys up some. So select these two. We'll give it a new plate height here. So let's go ahead and hit M for move. And let's go ahead and move this up to about right here. Let's just say, typically I like that top corner to actually intersect, something like that. Okay. Then we can take this and let's go ahead and move it up to right here. Okay. Now, typically what will happen here is they'll actually cut a 45 or cut an angle here so we don't have this condition where this is sticking out through the roof. So let's copy this guy down right here. We're going to trim it. We'll clean it up, show you what it really is going to look like. It's going to be something like this. Okay. So you come here, hit TR for trim. Clean it up here, then you'll clean it up here, then you'll click here, and then you will click here, and then go ahead and delete the one that we copied down. Okay, let's undo first. We got to trim it. I'm sorry. Hit TR for trim. So you clean it up here. You want to clean it up here. Then you want to hit MA for match properties. Okay, and then this line, actually let's go ahead and draw a line right here. And that's one thing I need to show you guys, to actually draw the insulation in, but I want to get the roof first. Let's go ahead and draw a line here. Let's go ahead and draw a line here. Let's trim this line out of the center and clean it up. So let's trim it here. Then we want to trim it here. And let's go ahead and delete that line that we drew. And let's delete this line that we drew. Let's extend. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, sorry guys. I'm not gonna edit that out. I'll just leave it in. It wasn't too long of a break. Typically, when I actually pause to record, that's when I'll have issues with my microphone. So that's why I did not want to pause it. Okay. So now let's take this line and extend it out. Hit EX for extend. All right. And hit EX here. Extend this guy out. Okay. Let's take this line and let's put it on a dashed layer, because that actually is going to show, let's see, typically it's an overhead, the elevation, ceiling, doors, grade, text. Yep, there it is. Okay, just put it on that line layer. Let's come click here. Change the line type to 3. Hit enter. Should get a little bigger. Actually change it to 4. Hit enter. You guys see the layer, it's on a planned ceiling line. I just put that in there because we need to show this line dash. This line is actually going to run behind this rafter here. So we actually need to show it, okay? Now with that being done, let's go ahead and take this line right here. You can delete this line. And let's take this guy and stretch it and move it up some, okay? Take this and bring it all the way up. Go to right here, okay? Let's stretch. Let's take this guy and bring it all the way up to here. Okay. And now let's go ahead and you can leave that like right where it is. Okay. Now, what are we doing on the end here? Okay. Let's go ahead and close this out. Let's take this line right here and offset it 1 inch. Offset 1 inch. Let's extend these guys out. Extend this one out. Extend that one out. Okay. Hit TR. Clean it up. Let's clean up this little edge here. Let's clean up this line here. Let's clean it up there. Okay. So typically that's what you'll have. Let's go ahead and let's offset this guy. Let's offset this guy 1/2 inch. Yep. Let's do offset. Just type in 1. And then let's offset again. Down. Offset it down once. And hit extend. Let's extend here. Now I'll type in TR to clean it up. Okay. Let's go ahead and clean it up here. Clean it up here. Just like that. It's starting to come together. And you can take this and let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, let's leave it just like that. Okay. Now, what we can do is we can take this guy, go CO, copy, move it over, then select it, type RO to rotate it. Let's go ahead and move this guy. And actually place it right there. Okay. And let's go ahead and take this line and move it down. We'll go with a smaller member here. Okay. What you'll do is you will actually TR. Extend. Hit extend. Go ahead and copy this line up. Don't give it a value, just move it up. Because what's happening is we gotta trim this line right here. Clip, delete what you copied. Now hit extend this line back out. And match this line here with this line. Hit MA for match. Select this dash line, and then place this one here. Because it's actually going behind there, right? And come here and draw an X right here to show that this is a 1x6 member and it's actually cut. Right? Hit MA. Select here and then select here and select here. Put it on that layer. There you have your eave detail. Okay. Now this guy. Draw C for circle. Just draw a little circle here and then copy it. Copy one here. Place one here. Let's go ahead and move them down just a little bit. Just like that. Then you want to copy these guys. These are actually the nailers. Okay. It's actually going to nail this rafter, this joist, this ceiling joist to this rafter. And what we can do here is we can offset this guy down 5/8 of an inch. So type in offset and then type in 5/8 5/8 of an inch to put the finish on the ceiling. Offset. Okay. Hit O for offset. Type in 5/8. Hit enter. Let's keep going. 42 for offset. 5/8. I guess I have to tell it inches for some reason. It's glitching. There it is. Okay. Just come and trim it right here. I'm just gonna go all the way over to the wall here. Yeah. Just trim it on this end. So guys, sections actually take time. Okay, so you are going to have to put the time in. All right. I was gonna roll out some additional drawings with the section, but no, we're just gonna focus on getting the 2 building sections done, and then we'll look at everything else. Right. All right. Okay. Now let's go ahead and hatch this. Hatch. Just hit H. Click here. Click here. Oops. Needs to be closed down. So type in REC. Let's just draw a rectangle over it. That way it's a closed boundary line. Because I didn't want to read it because let's go back. Drag it to the bottom over here. Type in H. Select it. There it is. Now what we want to do is we want to MA for match properties and select the proper hats that we want to have on these walls because these are chipboard walls. Right. Okay. So we're able to keep the roof height. Yeah, we're able to keep the roof height. The slope is still 3012. Now, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and bring in that roof plan. Okay. So let's go over here to the X reference palette, right click and click on attach drawing. Or did we copy one up? I think we copied one up. We did. So come over here. Okay. Type in X clip. Select this guy. And you want to select new boundary. You want to select rectangular. Let's go ahead and draw a rectangle around our roof plan. Let's go ahead and move this down by the floor plan. And actually move it down below the first floor plan because we're going to have to reference it. So hit F8 to get out of ortho. We can actually place it right there. These lines right here represent exterior lines, exterior wall lines. So let's go ahead and type in RAY. Let's go ahead and project this line up. Hit F8 to actually turn the ortho back on. Let's go ahead and move this over so we can make sure it's in alignment. There is a placement with the exterior walls aligned. Okay. Now we can take this one and move it up some because I actually want to bring that roof plan down. I just wanted to actually get it lined up first. Let's bring this down. Let's go ahead and move these 2 up. Okay. So now this is our roof. We're cutting
for the ones who know
cutting right through the center rafter.
It's a culture.
So that's typically how it's going to be seen.
Everyone
just like
makes
this.
it home safe.
This is all attic space.
Safety-minded who watch everyone's backs.
What am I doing?
Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Yeah. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Actually comes all the way across the bottom of it. You see what I mean? These things will tell on themselves, right? There you go. And that's how it's going to attach. And then this guy right here will come up. So hit stretch. Only hit stretch. Only use stretch when you can grab all of the endpoints that you need to grab. As you can see, we can also stretch the hatch out. Okay. So So there we have that portion finished. All right, now let's replicate what we did here at the second level, because everything else is in place and ready to go, right? Looks like something's a little bit off here because I don't know. Maybe that's just a line. That's when we move the floor up. Now let's come right here, okay? Because we need to place. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's type in rotate RO. Because what's happening is at this wall right here. Let's go ahead and explode this EXPLODE because we created a block. Now let's go ahead and hit the stretch command. Let's stretch this guy all over. Stretch it up right here. Okay. Now you can take this guy and copy it. Put the bottom plate back at the second floor. Then copy that one. That's how that's going to work. Okay, now let's look at this. The second floor, this is the shortest distance, right? So these guys are going to span, they're going to span this way. And when we do the framing plan, you guys will see. It's going to span the floor. At the second floor is going to span, let's just say north and south, because you always want to span the shortest distance, right? And you guys understand it better once we draw the framing and foundation plan. So what you want to do is you want to come here and draw a line. Let's see. We actually need to copy this guy over. Let's block it up. BLOCK. Just type in 2x12 JOIST. 2x12 joist. Go ahead and select the objects. Say here, here, here. This guy. Hit OK. Now let's take this guy and copy it over to the opposite side, because we're going to need one of these right here as well. It also works because now we can nail into it this 2x member into it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we need to find out the midpoint of this line, which is right there. Okay, draw this line down. Change the color to that line red. You don't have to change the layer, you can just change the color right here. You want to offset it 16 inches. So type in offset and then type in 16 and hit the space bar. Let's go 16 inches this way, 16 this way, 16, 16, 16. Yeah. Offset again, just activate the space bar to activate the same 16 inches. You guys are going to see what we're doing with this. Okay, we're getting ready to place the floor joists because they are spanning the shortest distance, and the shortest distance appears to be planned north and planned south. Okay, from looking at just think if you're framing up the floor here, okay, you're going to span from here to here. You wouldn't go from here all the way across because north and south is the shortest distance here, not east and west. Okay. Now let me show you what we're going to do with this. So now you have to go ahead and select this and type CO for copy. You want to come pick the midpoint because these joists are spaced 16 inches on center, industry standard. Okay. So you want to come here. You want to add one here. So again, we took a big saw and we cut the building in half, right? So we're actually showing the contractor how the building is put together from bottom floor on up, right? So that's what we're doing here, replacing the floor joists that actually support the second floor. Okay. Am I getting this right? Yeah. Okay. So you come here, you place them here. And you can select a bunch of them and copy them, but sometimes I just like to, if I'm not in a big immediate rush, just copy them. Just place them here. Copy a bunch of them if you like. Right? So just place this here. Delete the ones that are in excess. You want to delete this guy. And you want to go ahead and delete these lines that we actually drew in so we can show placement. Right. We didn't put these on a layer, but we'll put them on a layer later. They should be on a different layer. Section 1 concrete. Let's see what they have. Just put them on A section general. The color's not going to change because they're blocked up. Well, just leave them on A section concrete. See how okay, let's change some things. Right. Okay. Now let's come here. Let's put the chipboard on the ceiling. So type offset, and then you want to type in 5/8 of an inch, and offset this guy down. Okay. And we want to offset this guy 3/4 of an inch up, offset because we're putting in 3/4 inch plywood on the floor, right? 3/4 of an inch up, right? And I know you guys don't know construction components, however, this is a crash course, so to speak. So let's go ahead and just clean it up here. Okay, the chipboard is going to stop at every wall. It's not going to go all the way through. So you type in TR. Trim it here, trim it here, trim it here, trim it here, and trim it there. And you'll continue that at all of these. Just go ahead and clean it up because it's not going to, the chipboard at the ceiling will not go through the walls. And you can do plywood at the ceiling and you can do chipboard. I like doing chipboard, it's just a lot way cleaner, okay? Plywood is, it's kind of rough looking, that Oriental strand board, that OSB. It's just a lot cleaner when you actually use chipboard. Now, type in REC because we got to hatch these up, right? So let's draw a rectangle right here. If you don't draw a rectangle, it's going to tell you that it needs to be a closed region, right? Before you can hatch it. So let's draw another one here. Let's draw another one here. Did I miss one? Okay. Let's see. H for hatch. Let's make sure that the sound is still working. Sound looks good. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick these points. Pick this point. You can leave the hatch command active. Pick that point. Okay. Pick that point. Pick that point. And pick this point. Now hit escape, then hit MA for match. So you want to select this guy and then select that. And it should have changed all of it. So that's typically what happens at your ceiling in residences. This is your floor for the second floor. Yeah. So now let's clean up the floor at the second floor where we're showing the 3/4 inch plywood. So what you're going to do is you're going to type in TR, spacebar, clean that up, hit escape, then select that, then delete it. Then you want to come here and type in TR, spacebar again, TR, spacebar, click, no, see, TR. For some reason it wanted to trim the hatch. There it is. There it is. You want to do the same thing at every location where there is a wall and the 3/4 inch plywood is running into the wall. You don't want it going through the wall. It's going to butt up right to the face of that wall. Okay. Now, a lot of people don't typically show this, but I'll draw my sections very detailed. That way, when you actually start doing your wall sections and your section details, that a lot of the details have already been drawn. Okay. That's just how I like to do it. I think it works better that way. Let's go ahead and click here, and then click here, and then click here, and then click here, and then click here, and click here, click here, click here, and trim there. So now we have everything at the floor right. Now let's fix this. Tell you what, we actually can leave this as it is. I think this ceiling is fine. But we have some issues, not issues, but we have to kind of be considerate about some things because let's hit RAY. Hit RAY. Hit escape. Hit RAY. Let me just go to the center. Alright. Hit OF. Type in 16. And I'll set this guy 16 inches. Yes. Perfecto. Alright. So what are we doing here? We're actually showing the rafters that are coming down. Let's see where the they're coming down. So we will take some of these. Let's take one of these and copy it. Make sure you hit copy and not move. And then select it and rotate it vertically. So you type in RO, select it, then click in the center and rotate it vertically. And these guys are going to actually come, they're going to actually show up something like that. Then you want to hit copy. Place one here. Let's place one here. We need to clean that roof up. We will as soon as we get this set in place. Place that here. Let's go ahead and place that guy here. And that's it. Okay. Because we're not going to have one that's going to show right there. Yeah. And unless it's... Yeah, we're not going to have one that's going to show right there. Nope, no frost on the ground. Alright, so now what we'll do is, because of the way that this, it's kind of weird. Like, how could I put it? Okay, let's see. DI. You have to come here and check the distance. Okay, go from the center of the ridge to the cut line. All right, that's 3'2". Okay, so what you want to do is you want to come here, offset this guy. Offset 3'-2", and then project this line down. Okay, and that's where that cut line is. It's gonna. So what's gonna happen is, let's extend it out. You'll see part of the roof, then you'll see part of the rafters, if that makes sense. So these guys here, they actually won't be up there. I actually had to put them up there just to kind of show where they're going, so I can kind of see it, because I knew a part of the roof was going to be showing here. Select this guy, and select this guy, and then select this guy, and then hit CO. Well, copy these guys. Well, let's go ahead and select them again. And hit shift to deselect that guy. Hit move, M for move. Let's copy these from the top and bring them down. And place the top at the bottom of the cut line, like that. Okay. Excuse my language. Excuse my snorkeling. Not under the weather, but it's a little chilly outside. So now let's go ahead and click here. All right. So somebody say, "Well, Washington, what are you doing?" Well, I'm drawing the roof. This is how it's going to look, because what's happening is, you see where this roof line is? So if you were standing and looking at it, you would actually see a part of the roof, and you would actually see where the cut line is. So you actually would see that, and I think we measured it in at what, 3'2"? Let's see what it is. DI. What is this? 3'2". Okay. So come here. 3'2". Okay, awesome. So now what you do is you come and you clean this up. TR. You wouldn't see any of these lines. You just see roof. So we'll actually go back and put that roof hatch on here, the same one we had on the elevations. Okay. And you click here, and then you click here and delete that. You see what I'm getting at? That's how it's going to look. And then we come here and we clean it up. And same thing on this side. Boom. Alright, what is that? Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Alright. Now, the only reason you're showing these three projecting down, because everything else is going this way. Right? So you will only see these lines right here. Okay? So if we went over to, let's open up that other drawing. Let's see, Dftg Model A drawing. Let's open that up. And then when we go to the elevations here, hit Control C for copy. Come over to this drawing. And you want to hit Control V for paste. Let's go ahead and hatch this roof again. Say hatch. And we're going to pick a point right here. Perfect. I hit MA for match properties. And let's select the one that we just brought in. Boom. Okay. There you go. Delete. So this is how you would actually see it, but it seems like and then there will be one yeah, you would actually see them all. Yep, you'd actually see them all. So what I want you guys to do is, yeah, you would see these double top plates all the way around. So let's hit copy. Select this and hit copy. CO. We'll clean it up later. Okay, and you come here, and you draw a line here, and then you draw another one there, right? Because you would see that all the way around that double top plate. All the way around, you would see that. You know, a lot of people probably wouldn't show it, but that's just how I am. And these guys, you would, let's come draw a line here. And let's change it to blue. And copy that line. And put one on the other opposite end, right here. Okay, now hit offset for enter, and type in 16 for 16 inches on center, and then offset it to the left. Each line is approximately 16 inches on center. That's the maximum spacing for ceiling joists. Now, come over here. Yeah. Yeah. So let's select this guy, hit copy. And see, at this point, you just have to kind of visualize what it'll look like as per the location of the cut line. Okay. And it's kind of hard. I know you guys don't understand it at this point in time because, especially if you're new to architecture, you don't understand section drawings. But just follow me the best you can, and you know, draw it as I draw it, and you'll learn as you go. Okay, you will learn as you go. So yeah, we'll have another one right here. Okay. Now let's go ahead and copy this one. Copy. Like that. Let's drop another one right here. No, we don't need that one. Sticking out of the roof. It's not going to show there. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete these lines that we drew in. Right click and let's see what happens when we do select similar. So I don't have to select them all. Okay, good. Nothing else is selected. So you can just delete those. Okay. And that's how our section is going to look. It's going to look just like that. So we'll come here. Let's clean it up. You trim it here. And you trim it here. And you trim it here, right? And then you'd come over here, okay? And you trim it here. You trim it here. And you trim it here. All right. Now let's clean up that double top plate. Actually, you know what? I'm trying to think of that double top plate. I don't think it's going to show that way because this is our ceiling. Wait a minute. So if we have a roof this way, you have ceiling joists going that way as well. So now, trying to figure out the best way to show it. Here's the best way to show it. Let's take all of these guys, okay, and let's move them down on top of the top plates we drew in. Yeah, This is how it's going to show. Now you would take this guy and do lines. Draw a line here. And then draw a line here. EX. And you want that on a, what's that A general section line? Yeah, let's put that there. Alright, let me look at this roof. Something's wrong here. Let me check it out, guys. Let's see. F2. Okay, no, undo that. They're going to stay up at the top. Sorry. I'm just kind of wargaming this thing out. Because with AutoCAD, you literally have to see it to draw it. You know, whereas when you utilizing programs like, let's just say Rivet, yeah. Yeah, okay. So that's it. Let's go ahead and take this line out. We don't need to show the double top plate. Because what's happening is, let's delete that one out too. Because what's happening is, you'll have, and you won't show it here, even though you probably should. It's just so tight that it won't make sense if I do it any other way. Let's see. Let's come and trim it here. Let's do it like this. Let's move it up a little bit. Because sometimes you have to exaggerate these things to get the drawing to read like you would like it to read. Let's go ahead and take this and delete it. Because what's happening is you have the rafters and then you have the joists, right? The rafters are at the ceiling, okay? Like this is a ceiling rafter, okay? This is a ceiling joist. So if we have a cut right here, you're going to see the rafters, then you're going to see the joists. The joists sit on top of the double top plates. So what we need to do here is let's go ahead and delete this one, and delete this one, and delete this. And let's go ahead and delete that one because we don't need it. And yeah, let's delete this one. Now, what you want to do is take all of these. Let's move them up. Okay. Now, what's happening is because we got these guys, they are actually spanning the shortest distance. Let's go ahead and extend this out. EX. Okay. And EX. So you'll have a truss over here. It will come something like this. Okay. Yeah. You'd have a truss here. Then you'd have another truss on this side. And you guys will see what I mean when I say truss. Battery. Hold on, let me plug in, guys. Okay. So at any rate, these guys have to be copied down. So let's select all of these and copy them down. Type in CO and copy these down because these are your joists, your ceiling joists. Oh, where'd they go? Where'd they go? They didn't want to be copied, huh? R-A-G-E-N. Okay, copy. Let's go ahead and bring them down. Yes. So that's essentially how they're going to work. And then you would just draw a line from here to here. You can leave it on the A section concrete layer. As long as it's on the section layer. Sometimes, and then it's a light color. That's why I'm leaving it, because it's going to print very light. Yeah, just copy these over. Typically, the way this roof is operating, they're probably going to use a truss system, right? So that's how that's going to work. And then what you'll have is draw a line from here to here. Okay. Let's draw a line like that. We'll clean it up later. And you come over here, draw a line from here to here. All right, we'll clean it up later. And take this line and offset it 5.5 inches. Offset 5-1/2 inches. Boom. Yeah, just like that. And now let's go ahead and define the lines. We can delete this one. Right. Now let's go ahead and define the line. So there'll be a truss here. So TR to clean it up. This line will go. This line will go away. And how is that gonna work? Let's see. Yep. You clean it up here. Then you clean it up right. You clean it up right. You clean it up right there. Let's go ahead and delete this line. And same thing we did at the first floor. You know, sometimes you can just take this stuff and just copy it up. Bring it over here, then, wait, no, don't do that. Just grab the whole thing and type in copy. And draw a line. Trim you crazy line. Okay, bye. Let's go ahead and take this guy, select it, and type in MI, hit the space bar, and come right here and drag it up. Erase the source object. Yes. Okay. Now let's take this guy. Let's move it up some. Let's see. Let's get it in alignment. See what it looks like. Yeah. R-A-Y. This is the bottom line. Okay. Now let's see. Because we can basically just take this eave and bring it on over. Right. because it's all the same. So what we're going to do, let's draw a line here. TR. So with AutoCAD, you really have to rough this out. You have to visualize and see it, which is kind of tough, especially if you're not familiar or you do not have a architectural background. That's kind of why I'm conducting the course the way I'm conducting it. Let's see, plate height. Let's go from the plate height, because what's happening is we have two different plate heights, right? So now let's take this guy. If the slopes were different, I would not be able to do this, but because we have that 3/12 everywhere, we can actually just copy the eve up and move. Sometimes it's just quicker to copy things than to draw it again. Okay, that's one thing that you're definitely going to get used to. And let's go ahead and draw a line right here. Let's trim these guys. Now let's go ahead and move this over. Let's see how it's working. Yeah, perfecto. Alright. Yeah. We'll have to go clean it up, but it's better to do it this way. Okay, move. Instead of drawing all that again, go ahead and delete this. We don't need to copy that over. And let's go ahead and move this guy. Take this. Right click, let's grab it here and place it right there. Alright, so it seems a little bit off. No big deal. So now what we'll do is we'll come here and we'll draw some lines. Now let's connect it. Let's copy it. And you don't have to give it a value here, just copy it. Let's trim. Let's separate the two. And let's go ahead and take this off and take this off. And let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Alright, we need to do the same thing right here, right? So hit TR. Trim this line, and you guys will you'll have to you'll see you have to kind of manage it, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and do that. And because this condition is a little bit different, let's go ahead and move. It's the same, but the condition is a little bit different, so we'll have to give this a little bit shallower. Okay, a little bit more shallower angle. Let's go ahead and move this over just like that, because it's the same but different, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. DX. Okay, now this guy, we can just take this guy, delete it, STR. So you guys, you really got to focus here, and you really just gonna have to home in on what you're trying to get done. Okay. So let's stretch this line down. EX. Let's extend these over. Let's trim them. here. And let's take this guy here and drag it down. Take this guy here, drag it down. Now let's trim and highlight these and delete them. See how that's all coming together, just like at the first floor. So this is a truss right here. Okay, let's go ahead and delete this. Hit escape and trim that out, or extend that out. Let's delete this one. Hit EX for extend. EX. EX spacebar spacebar. What are you doing, dude? There you go. I didn't want to extend that first. Alright. EX. There it is. Alright. So yeah. Okay. There you have it. Now, what I want to do is MA for match. We want to match these guys. Extend this guy out. So that's essentially, yeah, that's essentially what you have. Okay. This is that same Eve detail. Now you guys can, what I like to do is, I'm a fan of copying things because time is money. Why draw it twice and you already have it drawn? Click here, click here, click here, click here, click here, and then click here and click delete. Okay, and let's go ahead and delete this whole thing over here. Just like that. Just like that. Now we can take this whole guy over here, okay, and select it all. Let's go ahead and select all of this. Let's go ahead and select all of that. And let's go ahead and select all of this. And it looks like it's everything. Maybe. You hit MI, and then you find the center line, okay, which looks like it appears to be right where the chimney is, I guess. I don't know. There it is. Or is it? And then you just pull down. Delete source objects? No. And as you can see, it worked, but we still have some cleaning up to do. So let's take here, like this, and let's move it out to here. Or it's going to be like this, yes. And then we can take our siding and drag it below. Yeah. Let's go ahead and take this and move it. Let's go ahead and move these guys over just a little bit. Stretch this guy over. Yes. Something appears to be off. Let's see. R-A-Y. Okay, well, everything's good. So hit escape, hit extend EX, and extend that guy over. And there you have it. Now, what we need to do here is we need to determine why these guys are not lining up. And we need to move this down just a little bit. Seems like this wants to be, and you have to turn the F3 off. Hit F3 to turn the snap off, and just align it just like that. Yeah, this is how it should be. Function F3, turn it back on. Let's move this guy here. That's where we're on. This guy should be here. I don't know how that was happened. Anyway, what you want to do is you want to make sure you're copying things over. Okay. So you want to come here and yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't like how this is panning out. Because what's happening is it seems like it's cuts in the same place. It should be symmetrical. Okay, offset 5-1/2 inch. So okay. That's what this plate height seems like it's off. Let's see something. Something is off. Let's go. Maybe it's not. Am I? Maybe I'm overthinking it. Let's go here and go to the center line. Everything's perfect. Yes. So we need to take this and draw a line right here. That's what's missing. That's what's missing. I knew something was off. Like, wait a minute, something's not right here. And need to trim it here. Let's move this in some. So essentially, that's what your building section is going to look like. Okay. Now that we have that drawn, let's go ahead and let's offset this. Well, let's put the, let's add the ceiling. We're going to offset this guy 5/8 inch or 1/2 inch offset, 1/2 inch. Yeah. Let's go ahead and clean it up. So same thing we did at the first floor. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Now you can go back and select those little components of the line that we left in the middle and delete them. Yeah, it's a bit tedious, guys, I know, but this is building section, right? This is us showing the contractor how to build a building. So we have to put all the little nooks and crannies in. I still need to go ahead and double check this. Something right here is not resonating right with me. Let's go ahead and take this and slide it down. Take this and slide it down. Yeah, whatever it is, I'll figure it out and then I'll get back with you guys on it. Okay, but that's essentially what your section is going to look like. All right, that is what your section is going to look like. So we'll add the foundation once we draw the foundation, but that's what your section is going to look like at the first and at the second floor. So basically what I want you guys to do with this is I want you to go ahead and, annotate it up. For example, we're cutting through the living room, okay? So you can actually go to your Model A drawing. Let's copy where that section is going through here. So I want you to tag the rooms. We have the living room and we have the kitchen. Right click, and then you want to click clipboard, and then you want to say clipboard, you want to copy with a base point. Now let's let the base point be, let's just say this wall right here, and then tab back over to that, and Control V, so we know that these rooms are something like this, right? Boom. So we have the living room, we have the kitchen, we have the garage. Then I want you to actually go up, go back to the Model A drawing, and let's go ahead and grab what's at the second floor. What are we cutting? I think it's, okay, not the bedroom. Okay, so second floor, we're cutting right through here, the closet, the bath, and bedroom number 3. So right click and clipboard, copy with a base point. Let that base point be the exterior wall. Let's go to Model A. Okay, to your section. Then hit Control V. Okay, and you want to just drop those right in here, just like that. I presume something like that. Yeah, you can go ahead and center this. Cause yeah, it's a closet. No, that's the stair. The bath is. Got away from me. The bathroom is right here. Just looking right here on the drawing, the bathroom is right here. See, it projects down. That's why it's good to have these long lines. The bathroom is right here. Wait, let's see. Bathroom is right here. So bring this over. Move. This goes over here. We know that's the bedroom. All right. So essentially what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and note this one up. Just like I have this one noted up. Just call out your siding. Okay. Put this note, refer to structural plans. You want to add this note at the foundation. Okay, just place it at the foundation. All right. All the notes that are here, I want you to show the same thing here. Now, one thing we didn't do is we didn't add insulation. Okay. So I created a layer. Okay. I did it and I didn't screen record it, but you guys know how to create a layer. And where is it? Wall section insulation. All right. What I want you to do is create this layer. Where is it? It's got to be at the bottom somewhere. It's not. These things are not doing what they're supposed to do. It's supposed to be highlighted because I have that layer on. It's not doing it. Let's close this out. Line. Okay. Maybe it'll go to it. There it is. Okay. Wall section insulation. Right here. Right. So that's what I want you to call it. Wall section insulation. I want you to give it cyan, the color. And right here where it says line type, I want you to click in here and see where it says batting. I think it's going to come on like continuous. I want you to change that to batting and click OK when you create your layer. Then get out of it. What we have to do is we have to add the insulation at the exterior walls. So when you have that layer selected and you type in L for line, it's going to draw your bat insulation. So you click at the center of the bottom, at the top of the bottom plate, and let's put your insulation in right here. Okay, and let's go ahead and select it and change it to like 6. Just type in 6 and hit enter. Yeah, 6 is the perfect number. So you can show your bat insulation in just like that. And the L, you want to do it at the first and second floor at all of the exterior walls. I'm sorry. The L, that's rivet. You want to show this at the first and second floor of all of your exterior walls. You know, part of this wall is up in the attic, so you'll probably show some insulation here. Okay. Sorry. Let's see. You can draw from bottom down. Okay. And this is your garage, and we have to have a special type of gypboard that's on the garage side. This has to be 2-hour fire rated gypboard because it is in the garage. They don't want, like, if the cars that catch on fire, you have to make sure you have the proper rated gypboard, and I'll actually put the text on it. So now let's go ahead and match NA, MA, and select this insulation, and then change all the other ones to match that. Okay, so there it is, and there it is. Typically, you want to actually add some insulation in the attic. Yeah, I would. My house, I'm adding insulation, so hit L. Let's draw some insulation like this. Okay. Really, that's all you have to do. Just stop it right there. Now hit MA. Yeah, just like that. Then come make this one right. And you don't typically have to do it at the second floor, but yeah, we need to put some insulation up here. So let's type in line. And let's go ahead and draw some insulation right here. Let's draw it all the way across. We have to insulate this whole bad boy. And hit MA to match the properties. And boom, there you go. And actually you can move that up some. And move it up to about right there. Okay. So that's typically how your section is going to look. All right. So we're going to call this guy out. It says siding typical. Let's go over to our Model A drawing. And let's copy in some of the leaders that we created. In fact, let's go to the elevations I didn't actually do any. I left it up to you guys, but we did here. Hit Control C, and let's go back to the Model A drawings, and hit Control V to paste it in, and it is huge. But fear not, you can just change. What did we change? Arrow size 1'9". Just make it 1 foot. Yeah. So now you can come here and type in LE for leader. Type in LE, and then for this guy, oh, you want to get off that insulation section. A section text. Type in LE, and let's draw a leader right here. And hit function F8. Function F8. And I'll let you guys note it up, but now you can match this leader. Type MA, select that guy. Boom, there you go. And let's bring some text in from, and we'll get the scales right. Yeah, let's bring this text in. Control Z. Or Control C. Yeah. Come over here. And then type in Control V. Oh, it's huge. Don't need it to be that big. Let's copy some text from like the floor plan. That's a site plan. It's going to be huge. But like the floor plan, maybe, what do we call it? No, roof plan. Control C. Come over here. Control B. Yeah, that's better. So, put this MA. That's that. You can delete this one. And you can just type right here, just type in 2 hour, 2 hour, 2 hour, not 3, 2 hour fire rated assembly. Okay, you can click off of it. You can come here and double click it. Let's see if we can stretch this out. It's crazy. This thing is gonna go crazy. I hate that. Backspace. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And actually, that text is still a little bit big. Let's see, annotate. Yeah. It's huge. That one looks good. I think a lot of the text came in with that rivet file. There it is. You want to use this A, B, this one got right here. Okay. When we brought that rivet file in, a lot of the text came in. Okay, so use this text size in your sections. You want to call that out too, our fire rated assembly. Call this bottom plate typical. I want the double top plate call out. Okay. Bottom plate, double top plate. Let's see. Maybe the arrow sizes. I think the arrows are huge. Let's see. Let's change the arrow size to, let's just say 1/2 inch. If it'll let me. No, too big. Too small, I'm sorry. 1 inch. Did it do anything? 2? Okay, yeah, 2 inches fine. No, make it 3. 3. Yeah. So call out the double top plates. You just type it out, double top plate. And then bottom plate. And I want, you know, make sure all your jip is hatched. And I'll just do one wall so you guys can copy it over. Okay. and I'll set it up for you to actually start to draw the next section. Okay. So type in LE for leader. You come here, function F8. And then you just match this guy, hit MA to match that leader. And then you can just copy the text over. Copy. This text is still a little bit big. It's still a little bit big. Let's see. Let's see if we can find another one. I don't like that text because it has no substance to it. Just use the one we had, this one. And then double click here. Let's take this and move it up. Okay, double top plate, copy it down, and keep your text. Copy it down twice, because with this one, what you're going to call out is the, move it to the center. This is 5/8" chipboard, typical. 5/8" chipboard. 5" TYP, chip, typical. Just abbreviate both of them, and then move it up. Make sure it's centered on that guy. Stop it. Nope. Sometimes you may have to turn the snap off or click off of it and then move it up. And for this one, let's you're gonna call this one out as 2x wall stud, typical 2x wall stud, TYP. Okay. Oh, there's a text we probably should use. Let's move this over. Yeah. Let's use this smaller text. Yeah. Better. Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. So make sure that your text is aligned with the leaders. Okay. You can stretch that just like we stretch everything else. Move this up because it's not aligned. And let's go ahead and stretch this just a little bit. Just hit S and pull it over. And then let's go ahead and copy this. You're going to call this bottom plate, BOT. BOT. Hit enter. Typical. Now what you'll do is you're going to type in MI for mirror. No. Take this one and move it down. Line it up. Then select the leader. You want to come and touch it here. So that's what I want you to do. Okay. And on the exterior walls, I want you to see how I have it labeled here. Siding typical. Siding typical. Okay. Standing seam, metal roof typical, but we won't have a standing seam. We'll say architectural shingle. That's what I want you to call it. Okay. Architectural shingle. architectural shingle roofing. You'll use that other type. You'll use this text, okay, at your roof, okay. But I want you to type architectural shingle roofing, and then double click roofing, or just say comma typical, okay. And I want it spread out like that. All right, architectural shingle roof typical. I want you to show that up here. Call out the chimney, fireplace, typical. In fact, let me just type it out so you guys can know, so there won't be any confusion. But you know, just call everything out, okay? Fireplace, typical. Everything's typical. So here you would come and you would say, enter roof, comma, TYP, period. Okay, that's all you would do. Alright, and you would call this out as 2x12 floor joists. Okay, let's go ahead and copy this over. Okay, and you just come here and you double click it. You say 2x12 floor joist, JOIST, and then you would hit the @ sign at 16 inches O.C. on center. Okay, I want you to call that out more than one. Call everything out more than one place. Okay. R13, and you would call the insulation out as R13 bat insulation. Okay. R-13 bat. INSL TYP. I just skip way over here, dude. What are you doing? R13 bat typical. You can just leave this like that. Okay. Call the chipboard out here. On the other side, make sure you call the exterior finish out as siding typical. You know, make sure you put the same note that we have here for your foundation here until we actually get it drawn in. This is going to be called attic space. You can just call this attic space. And you can call this is floor joist. You can call this 2x6 ceiling joist at 16 inches on center. Okay, you can call that out up here as well. Now, the insulation at the top is a different type of insulation. It's R24, if I'm not mistaken. Function F8. You can call this out as R24. Don't call it bat. Call it insulation. INSUL. Bat is for sound bats, or sound. You know, sound. You have regular insulation, okay, which is what we have in the roof, but it's a R value of 24, so it's more responsive as it regards heat and cold gain, solar gain. Okay, this is a took it off. R13 on the walls, but it's also a sound bat. It also prevents sound from coming in. R13 BATT. Okay, so call all this stuff out. All right, I want a note in the roof that says attic space. Okay, up here. Or actually, this same note here, I want that. This note here. Okay, I want that placed up here and right here. Right? And let's see how well you guys do that. Okay, I think that's good enough to get you guys started on the section. We will draw another one, but I want to get one all the way drawn. And this is enough for you guys to start. I'll upload the second section, sometime tomorrow. You guys will have it. Okay, it'll be uploaded. But this is enough to get you guys started and get you on your way to drawing your first building section. Just keep in mind that they take time, right? They take time. So just take your time with it and follow along with the videos, and you guys will be just fine. So good stuff, guys. It's been an honor, and you can look forward to that second building section soon. We're probably going to see, like we drew this one cutting right through here. We'll draw another one cutting this way, right through here. Okay. Yeah, we'll cut right through here. And I almost want to tell you guys to go ahead and go through with it. You'll do the same thing that we did with this section. All right. I want you guys to tell me if you feel comfortable with doing that. All you have to do is just kind of bring these guys in, X-reference them in like we did, and you would orient them, you would rotate them, right? Because now you're going to be projecting lines that's coming from these walls on the exterior. Okay. So in fact, I may get it all lined up for you and tell you guys to draw the section to basically just do, what we did here. We won't do another one with this one, so we can delete this one. But those other two elevations, it's going to be one of those that we'll modify to actually get the building section. Then after we get the building sections drawn, we'll have a session where we actually go back and we'll update the floor plan. We will also update the elevations to actually reflect what's drawn in the building section, because the building section is actually the motivating force or the motivating factor. It's going to drive all the other drawings, because a lot of times the building sections, when you start putting the components together, things may get a little bit wider or things may get a little bit tighter. So you have to go back and kind of update the drawings so they can be consistent all the way through. Okay, so good stuff, guys. Testing.